staff, administrators, school board members, family, friends, our live stream audience, and class of 2017. It is an honor to speak to you all today as salutatorian. I am blessed to have this opportunity, and I want you to know that I'm not here because of anything I have done, but because of God's grace in my life. I echo the words of Paul the Apostle as recorded in the first letter to the Corinthians. For it is by the grace of God I am who I am, and his grace to me is not without effect. No, I worked harder than them all, yet not I, but the grace of God that is with me. Enough about me, though. Let's talk about this momentous occasion and the young lives robed in red here today. First, some ground rules. Here is what I'm not going to do. Belabor you with some extended metaphor about taking you on a walk through the woods or climbing a mountain. Nor will I talk about achieving goals. We've all heard plenty about that. No, I plan to talk about one thing specifically that is being expanded for the graduates here today. It is something quite perplexing. It is costly to get, but free to use. It is said that the true test of maturity is how well you use this. And it holds, to my knowledge, the unique distinction of being the name of a town in Sauk County, a concept in the field of statistics, and the subject of a song by Aretha Franklin. That's right, I'm talking about freedom. Well, members of the class of 2017, we are Chargers. And mighty Chargers, and we are charging out of this building and charging into a world with seemingly limitless freedom. The state of Wisconsin no longer mandates our presence in this building or any other, 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, 180 agonizing days a year. Most of us are now 18, which means we can legally do things we couldn't before, like apply for loans or serve jury duty. Those probably weren't the new freedoms that first came to your mind. But no matter what first came to your mind, the freedom we are about to achieve based solely on achieving an older age and getting a diploma is undeniable. That freedom is not absolute, though. No, there are certain other things we do not have freedom from. There certainly is not a freedom from responsibility, and that is something that should excite us. It is our responsibility to put our heads down and work to lay the foundation of the rest of our lives. Early philosopher and theologian Augustine once said, "Do you wish to rise? Begin by descending. Do you plan a tower that will pierce the clouds? Lay first the foundation of humility." That is our responsibility. Use our freedom to lay the foundation of humility upon which futures are built. There is also not a freedom from civility. Let us not make the catastrophic mistake of believing that the absence of the specter of punishment by school administration means that we are now free to treat others with disrespect, because we're not. That being said, I can think of a few things that we will be happy to be free from. Like freedom from our punctuality being at the unrelenting and unremorseful will of the railroad schedule. No more. Freedom from the merciless wave of standardized tests. No more. Freedom from those 3 dreaded letters F, R, Q. No more. Freedom from oddly colored burgers and cold French fries. No more. Freedom from a massive waste of paper that's supposed to fill 35 minutes of every Monday and Wednesday, also known as advisement curriculum. No more. Freedom from the lawless Wild West that is the parking lot. No more. Freedom from having one class in the equivalent of a polar bear habitat, another class down the hall in the equivalent of a tropical rainforest. No more. Freedom from having to ask permission to answer the call of nature. No more. Freedom from beginning of the semester get to know you activities, introducing yourself to people you've known since kindergarten. No more. Freedom from high school. No more. Now the question only becomes, what do we do with this newborn freedom? Now, President Ronald Reagan once said, And if anyone who knows me knows I was not going to get through this speech without quoting President Reagan. President Reagan once said, "There are no constraints on the human mind, no walls around the human spirit, no barriers to our progress except those we ourselves erect." So how do we avoid those barriers to our freedom? Well, our first task as students is to free our minds. We ought not to be afraid having our own opinions on any topic. World War II General George Patton once said, "If everyone is thinking alike, then someone isn't thinking." It is our obligation as the heirs to American society to preserve and expand the freedom of thought on college campuses and in the workplace. Moreover, it is our obligation to not be the person General Patton says isn't thinking, the person who thinks alike. We should express our own convictions and beliefs and allow others to do the same even if we disagree with them wholeheartedly. The free exchange of ideas is a powerful tool to learn new things and strengthen our own respective convictions through debate, argumentation, and open discussion. A restricted marketplace of ideas where some ideas are extolled and others are ignored is not good for society or for individuals. Closed-mindedness is a barrier to freedom. Next, we should take care of our bodies. Wait, you mean to write that? That seems kind of out of place. He isn't the model of fitness. He's that nerd whose idea of good exercise is probably clicking a computer mouse to read news articles. Yes, I'm far from the model of fitness, but I don't need to be. The point of me including this is that there are few things that restrict freedom, quite like not having full control over one's own body. Let us not fall into the trap of eating too much, or drinking too much, or lying around all day and doing nothing. Increased stresses in our lives may make it more challenging to maintain our health, but our bodies will always be there no matter what, whether in school or at work. We don't need to all become marathon runners. In fact, please don't. But it is important to maintain our health because the hospital bed is a fairly unfree place. Unhealthiness is a barrier to freedom. A third area in which we must be vigilant in order to be free is with our effort. We must be willing to get out there and be assertive and ambitious in our daily lives. We must not let the absence of a teacher or coach lead to an absence of effort. And on the other side, maybe high school was not full of effort for some of us. Now is the time to make our own free decisions to change that. We have freedom to choose what we do now that we are out of high school, but that freedom can only be utilized fully if we remain motivated to do so, whether it be through faith, family, friends, dream job, or something else. President Calvin Coolidge once said, "Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent." President Coolidge is right. After all, laziness in life prevents us from fulfilling our ambitions, whatever they may be. Laziness is a barrier to freedom. Unsurprisingly, I return to Reagan. There are no constraints on the human mind, no walls around the human spirit, no barriers to our progress except those we ourselves erect. The three foremost barriers to avoid putting up in our own lives: closed-mindedness, unhealthiness, and laziness. Let's be sure to avoid them with a passion, because class of 2017, we are Chargers, the mighty, mighty Chargers. And Chargers, they don't walk, saunter, lollygag, skip, jog, dart, or dash. No, they charge. So what are we going to do in the next stage of our life? Charge. What are we going to do to succeed at the universities? Charge. What are we going to do to prosper in the workplace? Charge. What will we do to be leaders in our communities? Charge. And what will we do to maintain our freedom? Charge. Because when you set Chargers free, there's nothing that'll stop them. God bless you, class of 2017.